Now we have Rebecca Hennessy from Bloch. She is the Victoria Regional Manager and Corporate Partnerships Manager. And Rebecca has over 22 years experience in the dance, footwear and apparel industry, 18 years of that being with J. Bloch Pty Limited. As a former professional dancer, actress and presenter, Rebecca was introduced to the world of dance at a mere 3 years of age and has been immersed in the performing arts industry ever since. Please welcome Rebecca.
Thank you, Sonia. Left click. It all started with a promise in 1932 to make the most comfortable dance shoes in the world. Since the founder Jacob Bloch made this commitment to a young ballet dancer 86 years ago, Bloch has been listening to the desires and wishes of dancers around the world. Bloch's devotion to crafting innovative and quality dance shoes has established the company as one of the most trusted names in the global dance industry. The Bloch philosophy of translating dancers' ideas into real-world products and fulfilling their needs is still making that promise and commitment to that dancer all those years ago by Jacob Bloch. Quite simply, Bloch's DNA is in every product we make. Good morning everyone and welcome to the Bold Festival. Today my presentation is entitled Bloch, a Shoe Paradise for All. I'd like to thank Bold for inviting Bloch to be a part of this festival once again in 2019, and a special thank you to Liz Lee for all her hard work, and also to all of you, the audience, who have made the commitment and the decision to be a part of this wonderful festival. As Sonia mentioned earlier, my name is Rebecca Hennessy and I am in charge of corporate partnerships, and I'm also the state manager of Bloch Victoria. I have been with the company for over 18 years, and during this time I've been involved in many different sectors of the industry. I'm a performer myself in my past. I don't perform anymore, but what I am not is a podiatrist or a physiotherapist. So the information that I'm going to be speaking to you about today is specific to the products that Bloch has, the way in which we fit, and also some of the features and benefits in some of our shoes. I'm so excited to speak to you all today because I really love being a part of an industry and a community that is so inclusive. And I'm sure you've all had a fantastic few days, and that's just testament to how amazing this industry is, the opportunities that are involved, and how limitless they are. I believe whether you are a student, a teacher, a medical professional, or an educator, that being informed and understanding the features and benefits of dance footwear, as well as knowing the options available to you, can really help a dancer achieve their very best, no matter what their age or experience level. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about how dance footwear fits, the importance of correctly fitting dance footwear, foot care and dance shoe maintenance, as well as technology versus tradition, research and development, and finally you'll get to meet the team, some of our most popular and most well-recognised dance shoes. Dance shoes require the dancer to work through and utilise a dance shoe in a completely different way to street shoes. Movement can often be side to side, can require the dancer to work up through their demi, and also utilise all parts of the foot, being the forefoot, the midfoot and the rear foot. For this reason, it is very, very important that dance footwear should always fit a lot firmer than street shoes. A lot of the uppers are designed so that they really stretch and mould and hug the foot to enable the foot to execute the positions and technique that they require to any particular genre. We'll also find in dance footwear that the outer soles and the inner soles are quite different to normal street shoes. So we're seeing shoes that can perhaps have a two-piece sole, so a sole at the front of the foot, the forefoot and the rear foot, and this has enabled to the dancer to get more articulation and movement through the shoe. We're also seeing things like full outer soles with turn circles and spots to enable the dancer to turn in a more fluid way. And we're also looking at shoes that have got integrated technology with split soles and scored soles, again to give that flexibility through the foot. Overall, dance footwear allows the dancer to have more foot to shoe contact to be able to get that information recall through the shoe. Correctly fitting footwear is vital for any dancer's essential kit. Comfort, functionality is paramount to ensuring the wearer is able to carry out the required movement or form of any step. It's basically like having the right tool for the right job. So as we would eat a bowl of soup with a soup spoon, we would also use a pair of tap shoes for tap to really enable that progression and to be able to execute those movements and that technique that any particular genre would require. Proper support, functionality and articulation is very important while still giving the dancer maximum comfort. It's very important that when we do fit shoes and dance shoes, that especially in dance shoes, that we have that nice firm fitting hug overall fit on the shoe. So what we want is the toes to be quite snug in that shoe. What we don't want is the shoes to be too big, so we have the foot and the toes sliding around, which could actually cause injury in the long term because of clawing and trying to kind of find that stability in the shoe. So we do want the shoe to fit a lot firmer. It is very important to always be fitted by a professional fitter. There's many online stores these days that offer fantastic prices, but the problem with this is that you're not being able to try the shoe on for yourself. So very, very important that you do go into a proper dance wear supplier, preferably Bloch, to make sure that you also know what's available to you. A lot of shoes fit very differently to street shoes. They're different size grids and conversions. And also for you, you also need to make sure that you're up to speed on what's on offer. And that could have changed from your last fitting. 52 out of 208 bones in our body are found in our feet. So that's basically 26 bones per foot for your feet. And this is not to mention all the ligaments, tendons and muscles that are also in that small space. For this reason, it's very, very important to look after your feet for your own health and well-being, and also looking after your dance shoes so you can have them for longer and enjoy them more. We always recommend that your toenails are trimmed correctly. So that means not over-trimming them so that they're too short that could possibly cause ingrown toenails. And the opposite of the scale is not having the toenails too long where they could be interfering with the fit of the shoe, causing the nail to rub against the end of the inside of the shoe, which in turn could cause bruising and damage the nail bed long term. Limiting polishes is also very, very important. Whilst they look amazing, using them on a long-term basis can actually disintegrate the quality of the nail over time and affect the cuticles around the nail, which contribute to overall health of the feet. We do recommend foot care specific products. There's many products now that are specifically for feet, foot creams that help moisturise the skin on the foot and also bring down the bacteria levels. And there's also foot sprays that can also help with bacteria. We also know that bacteria can actually, unfortunately, lead to odours within the shoe. So that's going to limit all that. So trying to use those sort of products will definitely help. And of course, if you do have any concerns in terms of ganglions or bunions or calluses or corns, that you definitely seek podiatry intervention, or for more serious things to do with ligament and muscles, that you do seek the advice of a physiotherapist. Dance shoe maintenance: airing out your shoes between each use will help keep bacteria levels down. Using the buckles and laces as intended. I'm very guilty for this myself, of finishing a class and just slipping my shoes off with the other foot without undoing laces. Of course, this is going to basically shorten the lifespan of your shoe and potentially damage them long term. And of course, dance shoes are made from completely different materials. So Often some of the soles have leather that's exposed to help the foot articulate and move and get that information feedback through the foot. So for this reason, it's very important that shoes are not worn out on the concrete or on gravel, which could potentially damage them over a period of time. Bloch still make many of their shoes in accordance with traditional shoemaking methods. So for example, our point shoes are still made in a traditional turnstile way, as well as our LA flats. However, a lot of our new shoes, whilst they're still retaining that classic dance shoe structure, there's a lot of technology within the shoe that really helps basically the dancer to create more scope of capability within their chosen genre, better performance, and of course more aesthetically pleasing look, which is quite handy. Things like raw materials, we're starting to use stretch canvas in place of regular canvas. And of course, this is basically just giving more foot to shoe contact and giving that more support and allowing the foot to breathe with the shoe and retract with the shoe, bringing in that oneness and connection. Tap plates that have their molecular structure changed, so we're getting more of a deeper, rounder, more desirable sound from tap plates, and of course more tap plate to surface contact. A lot of the inner soles that we're now putting in our shoes are made to be shock absorbing, and of course that is basically going to help with long-term health, so we don't have that shock moving through the joints, potentially causing injuries in the long run. And spine and shank technologies, where we're seeing special sort of polymers used that give that real flexibility up underneath the arch of the foot, but still allow flexibility and support. Bloch constantly strive to create and develop their products in conjunction with what the market requires. In order to maintain this reputation, Bloch continues to work alongside industry leaders. They consistently and rigorously test their products to make sure that they're meeting standards and that we're ensuring that high quality and name. We do work alongside a lot of professionals, be it professional dancers and non-professional dancers alike, teachers, choreographers, to basically find out what they're wanting and what they want to see in new products. And constantly investigating into new technologies that might be available, whether that be materials for uppers or shape technologies and so on. It's something that we're always looking into to create a better product. So I'm going to introduce you to some of our most popular shoes. I'm sure some of you will recognise these. First of all, we have the Performer, which is one of the newest members of our Bloch team. The Performer is made with a four-way stretch canvas, which really enables the foot to really move through the positioning that it needs to. We have a beautiful flat elastic binding as opposed to a drawstring, so this is going to reduce any bulkiness in the shoe and also give a greater comfort to the wearer. We've got pre-sewn cross elastic, which is everybody's favourite, no sewing. I don't know anyone who really likes sewing their elastics on their ballet shoes, so this is the perfect one for all of you who don't like sewing. And we've got on the outer sole, which I can't show you in the photo, I'm sorry, but we do have a very wide kidney-shaped suede outer sole on the forefoot, which basically gives greater metatarsal support. And a beautiful curved heel, which basically gives a more aesthetically pleasing line and an overall shape to the foot. Available in a range of inclusive skin tone colours and available in children's, adults and men's sizes. Next we have the Omnia, which is our newest addition to the Bloch family. The upper is made from a stretch knit, which again is really going to hold and support that foot, but still create that breathability for the dancer. We have a removable padded inner sole. The depth of the shoe is also quite good. I myself wear my orthotics in these shoes. Super comfortable, super lightweight. We also have a padded heel counter, which helps to create comfort for the dancer and also retain the shape of the shoe. And a durable rubber outer sole, which is actually scored underneath to give that dancer flexibility and range of movement. Available in four colour options in adult sizes. And next we have the Tap Flex. This is one of my personal favourites. A tap flex is basically a full leather tap shoe, a full grain leather upper for greater durability. We have a notched collar at the heel, so while some tap shoes can be quite hard and uncomfortable, the notched collar at the back of the heel basically creates greater comfort and relieves any pressure that might be on the Achilles tendon. Cashmere lining for moisture control and comfort. A split sole, which is going to give a greater range of movement. And of course, in this shoe, we see our shockwave tap plates, which incorporate that new technology in metal, which gives a deeper, rounder, more desirable sound for the dancer. And finally, a Pro Balance rubber pad is attached underneath the ball of the foot for greater stability and not slip for any tap surface. Available in children's and adult sizes. Next we have the Elastabooty, which is also one of my favourites. I know I've got too many favourites, but this is a fantastic shoe. Half boot and half shoe. Premium AAA grade leather, which really, really does stretch to the foot. So this is going to fit really firmly like a glove, but with that comfort to really give over time to shape to your foot. Split sole, obviously for greater superior fit. Aesthetically pleasing, you've got more of that flexibility in the arch to work through the foot. Elastic side inserts, which is one of my personal favourites because there's no worry about laces coming undone in my routine or my classes, and it also feels a lot more comfortable for the foot and really, really good for any floor work as well because you don't have that uncomfortable feeling with the laces digging into the top of your foot. A very deep upper design, so it's definitely more secure and more comfort on the foot, available in 2 colour options in children's and adult sizes. And finally, number 5 in the team is the Split Flex, which is basically an interdisciplinary flexible leather shoe with a 2.5-inch heel. A classic design, so it's really timeless and it's suitable for both students and teachers. T-bar strap for extra security. A cushioned inner sole, which is basically also technology that's very shock absorbing. A suede 4-foot outer sole for slip but yet grip. And an internal heel stabiliser, which basically runs down the base of the heel and up into the shank of the shoe, which gives more stability without compromising on flexibility. And this shoe is available in 2 colour options. I will be around at the end of the session, so I do have some of these shoes with me, so if you did want to see anything, I will definitely have them with me if you want to have a quick peek. But that concludes my session for today. Did anyone have any questions? No, it's all very clear.